file under review. This document has been flagged for possible methodological issues. Please be aware that the following information is subject to change and may contain inaccuracies. Item number SCP-5031, Object Class Keter, Special Containment Procedures. SCP-5031 is to be contained in an airtight iron cell on Biosite 59. The structure must be inspected for imperfections on a bi-weekly basis. No other interaction necessary. Description: SCP-501 is a non-sapient quasi-humanoid creature of unknown origin. When directly observed, 5031 will temporarily cease to exist until the viewer stops observing the space that 5031 formerly occupied. Traces of its existence, e.g., scratch marks, blood trails, continue to exist when 5031 does not. Video and photography devices do not capture 5031's appearance. However, observing 5031's shadow does not cause cessation of existence, allowing certain psychological traits to be inferred from its silhouette. Abnormally small head with no discernible neck. Elbow branch into 3 sets of lower arms each. Elongated torso approximately 1.9 meters in length, presumably for extra digestive capacity. Pelvis terminates into a crescent-shaped protrusion of osseous tissue with blade-like lower edge. I don't know what kind of tissue that is, but okay. Levitates.
Osseous would mean bone.
Oh.
Like that's what osteoporosis.
So its pelvis ends in a crescent-shaped protrusion of bone tissue.
At the very least, if I remember. Yeah,
okay.
Consisting of or turned into bone.
I was, briefly confused, wait, did I say it wrong? But he said it the same way I did. No, it's just you knew what it meant. Bone. I did not know. Thank you.
Very good.
Levitates above the ground at a fixed height of 0.5 meters. While SCP-5031 has no nutritional needs, it will nevertheless hunt and consume any human or animal it encounters by using pendulous lower body to down targets. 5031 does not sleep and is incapable of expression or verbal communication. As of February 14th, 2018, senior researcher Stanley Huxtable is now acting in the role of HMCL supervisor for SCP-5031. The following is a selection of relevant correspondences from SR Huxtable to Site Director Yosef Mostafi, elucidating research progress. Okay. February 14th, 2018. Initial impressions. I have no idea who wrote this, but there's a lot I'd like to say to them. I'm not a fan of abandoning a living creature inside a metal box for 10 years, no matter how pragmatic it may be. It's difficult to fathom such things were considered the norm a decade ago. Have you ever heard something scream from behind 10 inches of iron for hours on end? When I do my redraft, remind me to add anomalous resistance to hoarseness somewhere in the description. Could you work your magic and get the boys to retrofit the containment cube with an aperture and security vestibule? What the hell is an aperture?
Aperture. I've heard that word. Aperture. Oh, what the hell? No, not.
It's familiar, but I can't remember it.
I'm just gonna look it up very quick. I feel
I'm-
like I need
I'm
to
doing
know.
that.
I think Hatch is doing it right now.
Yeah.
In opening a hole or gap.
Oh.
You see, that's the thing. I tried to type it in, but apparently it's also the name of some fuckwit company. So when I pressed enter,
Oh.
so when I
I'm
pressed
sorry,
enter,
Hatchet. That's horrible when that happens.
I press enter, and my fucking browser decides, oh, we're gonna take you to their website.
Oh no.
Anyway, go ahead.
I'd like to run some tests that require exposing SCP-5031 to certain stimuli. Round 1 of tests. Sound. Summary. Forward. Installed speakers in the containment vestibule and played various albums of natural ambience and popular music.
Okay, then I'm a kaiju.
5031's propensity for screaming worked as a convenient way to measure its stress levels. 100% would be considered its typical screaming. Volume and duration. Over 48 hours and 0% would be no screaming at all. Morning forest ambience is 43%. Seaside paradise ambience, 48%, so a bit more stressful. Deep grotto ambience, 62%. Not very fond of water as much as forest sounds, are you? The best of Mozart, 13%. Oh, wow. The best of Enya, 18%. The best of Ben Folds, 6%. The best of Jethro Tull, 59%. Valid. I shouldn't say that. The best of Kiss, 23%. Nice. Afterwards, effective. What is that word?
God damn it. What was that word?
Efficacy.
Okay, efficacy. Efficacy of music for stress reduction gradually decreases over time. I've assembled a playlist of 5031's favorite music to play on shuffle in its enclosure in perpetuity. I know what the word is.
Perpetuity. Yeah.
Stress levels can consistently remain at 15 to 25% range. Baseline adjusted accordingly. Round 2 of tests. Play. Summary. Forward. Additional retrofitting was made to the containment chamber to facilitate observation, namely the integration of reinforced viewing windows arranged behind a scrim. And what the hell is a scrim?
One moment. Strong, coarse fabric, chiefly used for heavy-duty lining or upholstery.
Okay. Onto which shadows may be projected by use of lamps placed along the opposite wall. Test. Tousled softball into enclosure. Result. 5031 slice the ball in two. Tossed basketball into enclosure. 5031 slice the ball open. Rolled bowling ball into enclosure. 5031 scratched a couple of grooves into the ball, then rolled the ball around the enclosure with the blunt side of its tail for 20 minutes. Stress levels remained greater than 60% after play. I don't know if that helped them or didn't help them. That sounds like the opposite. Bowling ball chipped into bowling ball chipped to the extent that it would no longer roll properly, unplanned. Stress levels increased to 115%. Replacement of bowling ball provided. Stress levels fell back to 40%. They liked the bowling ball. Okay. Rolling additional bowling balls into 5031 used the blunt side of its tail to hit the two balls together for a while. Stress levels remained greater than 40% after play.
That's less than.
Are you sure? Because
Yeah, no, that's less than.
Yeah,
If the arrow is pointing at the number, it would be greater than. If I'm correct. Yeah,
well,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I remember that as when the mouth part is pointed at it, that's the bigger number.
Yeah, so when it's saying that, like, the subject, like, the stress levels remained, so what this would be saying is that the stress levels are less than 40%
Okay.
after play.
When it's pointed that way when talking about the levels remain,
yeah,
they mean
plus,
it's lesser than. Okay.
Plus, like, the actual name of those symbols are less than and greater than based on which orientation they're in.
Yeah, I know that, but
yeah,
I'm just used to the mouth part, the greater than part. When it's pointing at a number, that it's greater than.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Also, before we continue, I'm just gonna say this. Fuck OBS. I had to sign in 3 fucking times just say thanks Sanju in my own chat. So I'm not sure if you noticed me undeafening and indefinitely multiple times. Because I was struggling. Fuck off,
anyway, they tried tossing the basketball ball into the enclosure again. 5031 picked it up and played with the ball. Stress levels remained less than 20% after play.
Oh.
They're learning.
This is just fucking wholesome.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
It gets better. Afterward, 5031 appears to have learned to use its hands to play with the basketball in order to avoid accidentally damaging it. Minor skill comparable to that of a toddler. SCP-5031 still prefers bowling ball for kicking.
What?
Round 3 test.
I have so much dread.
Why?
For the content farm.
Yeah, because this.
Oh, you're right. I'm like, why do you dread this? This is SCP. I told you it gets better.
What are they gonna do to this wholesome murder monster?
That's for the first thing that someone been said. What are they gonna do to this wholesome murder monster?
It's an SCP that the Foundation abused by accident because the Foundation had more like rudimentary ways of dealing with dangerous things back in the day. And now that it gets a newer, younger person to look after them, they get stimuli and they're just learning how to people, and it's so wholesome.
Yeah.
But you're right. The content farm's probably gonna. Well, anyway, let's not think of that right now.
Yeah. Anyway,
the beautiful, wholesome being on round 3 of tests. Food summary. Forward, SCP-5031 was given the choice between 2 potential food sources placed at opposite ends of the enclosure. Human corpse or pig carcass. They picked the pig carcass. Pig carcass or chicken carcass. They picked pig. Fair enough. Pig carcass or rotisserie chicken. Rotisserie chicken. Chicken carcass or rotisserie chicken. Rotisserie chicken. Live chicken, rotisserie chicken. They picked the rotisserie chicken. Roasted turkey or rotisserie chicken. Neither, presumed sated. I just got to eat things until he was full.
Yeah.
Afterwards, while it's true that SCP-5031 doesn't necessarily need, feeding it regularly has caused a marked decrease in average stress levels. Stress reduction seems to scale proportionally with the quality of food provided. Also note that 5031 prefers to use its tail to pry and cut meat into bite-sized portions, rather than rip the meat into chunks with its teeth or hands. Isn't that adorable? Round 4 tests. Coexistence. Summary. Test 1. 5031 fed until sated. Live subject, common chicken, introduced into its enclosure. 5031 observed subject from a distance for several minutes and then rolled a bowling ball towards the subject at high speed. Subject was killed instantly. 5031's stress levels rose immediately and drastically. That's fair.
Aw.
They tried to play with the chicken. They accidentally killed the playmate.
No.
Test 2. Bowling balls removed from enclosure. 5031 fed until sated. Live subject, common chicken, introduced to enclosure. 5031 gently rolled a basketball toward subject. Ball hit subject lightly. Subject responded with a small cry and moved away. 5031 did not engage with subject any further. They didn't want to hurt the chicken.
Oh.
Test 3. 5031 fed until sated. Live subject, Class D, blindfolded, introduced to enclosure, and instructed to sit and roll basketball forward, then wait until it came back and roll it away again. Subject and 5031 successfully rolled ball back and forth for several minutes. 5031 eventually abandoned the activity and approached subject. Per safety protocol, subject removed their blindfold to terminate the activity. Test 4. 5031 fed until sated. Live subject, Class D, introduced into enclosure and instructed to toss a tennis ball at the wall, let it ricochet behind them, and then catch and repeat. Result: 5031 stood behind the subject and successfully engaged in game of catch, mimicking subject's actions of letting ball ricochet against the wall. Afterwards, 5031's motor skills appear to be rapidly improving. Round 5. Test. Symbols. Summary. Forward. 5 LCD displays were fitted into the wall of SCP-5031's enclosure, each with a lit button and food dispenser underneath. Test 1. 2 stations activated. Screen 1 displayed the image of a rock. Its buttons dispensed rocks. Screen 2 displayed the image of a rotisserie chicken. Its button dispensed pieces of chicken. Result: SCP-5031 poked at image of a chicken for a few minutes and eventually hit the button. Chicken was dispensed until 5031 was satisfied. Test 2. Screen display and materials dispensed were swapped. Result: SCP-5031 hit the button and it had hit the previous day and received a rock. It then went to the other screen and hit the button to dispense chicken. Fair enough, you don't want to eat rocks. Test 3. Screen displays and materials dispensed were swapped back to their original positions and set to swap again at random intervals after first distribution. Result: SCP-5031 went directly to the button next to the image of a chicken. Experienced apparent confusion after mid-distribution swap but quickly learned to watch the images. Test 4. 3 more stations. Screens, buttons, dispensers were activated. 4 stations displayed the word rock and dispensed rocks. 1 station displayed the word chicken and dispensed chicken. Arrangement set to change randomly several times over the following days. Result: through trial and error, SCP-5031 determined which station dispensed chicken. 5031 subsequently went to the station marked chicken whenever displays were swapped. Test 5. All stations deactivated except 1. Screen displayed the word chicken. 7 wood blocks were set in front of the station, each marked with one of the letters in the word chicken. Station's button was set to remain unlit and inactive until the blocks were arranged in the correct order. Result: SCP-5031 expressed apparent confusion, hitting the inactive button repeatedly and striking the wall with its tail. Test 6. Same as previous test, but the screen displayed the word chicken with each letter overlaid with a photo of a wood block. Result: after 12 minutes, SCP-5031 successfully assembled the word chicken. Afterward, it can learn language, Yosef. Also, I would like to say I really like how they put test 5 and test 6 on that, because if someone never learns how to do that type of puzzle and never does it before, they would not know that they're supposed to spell out the word.
Yeah.
That was very good. Round 6 tests. Vocabulary. Results. Forward. 5031 has learned to use letter blocks to form the following words. Foods: chicken, turkey, pork, tofu, beef, bread, more salt, more pepper, more cooked. Music. Music: Mozart, Enya, Ben Folds, Forest, Seaside, White Noise, more volume, less volume, silence. You can tell them what they want.
Aww.
Mhm.
Play: basketball, bowling ball, tennis ball, cat, dog, human, Robert? Which is D class 52-125.
Yeah, the guy that
Stanley.
played
Huh?
basketball with him.
What?
The D class that played the basketball with him.
Yeah. Stanley. Alone. Wait, who's Stanley?
Was that the
Was that the chicken?
Then the chicken.
Okay,
Oh,
let's keep going. We don't need to know who or what
Yeah.
Afterward, through its increased vocabulary and human SCP-5031 has made the following progress. Established food preferences and dish pairings. Learn to sing non-verbally. Learn to juggle. Six-handed juggling is something to behold.
also went back. Senior researcher Stanley Huxtable is now acting as the role.
Oh!
So this is like the primary researcher.
So they get to chill
doing
out
these.
with the researcher.
Yeah, they know the researcher's name. Yusef is the site commander. So that's why Yusef was mentioned at one point.
Round 7
Site
test.
director.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good, you're good.
Round 7 tests. Activities. Summary. Test 1. Introduce table, paper, crayons into the enclosure. Lab subject D52-125 instructed to demonstrate drawing for SCP-5031. Result: SCP-5031 learned to draw. Discernible subjects depicted in its artworks include D52-125, 5031, a rotisserie chicken, a cat, and myself.
Aww.
Oh. Test 2. Introduced piano into the enclosure. Live subject D52125 instructed to play chopsticks blindfolded and invite SCP-5031 to play along. Subject had time to practice beforehand. Result: 5031 learned chopsticks in 2 days, though it appears more interested in making its own original music, complete with vocals. These compositions might be considered crude by human standards. That's awesome. Are you just getting touched the further we go?
Yes.
I told you it gets better.
I think this content functions is just introducing more SCPs that slowly become Hatch's favorites.
Yeah.
It's a composer murder monster.
This is a wonderful SCP, and it just gets better and better the further you go.
Yeah.
It's so wholesome.
Yeah. Test 3. Introduced spice rack into the enclosure. Live subject D52125 instructed to demonstrate seasoning meats. Results: 5031 spent almost 3 days straight experimenting with different combinations of foods and spices. 5031 assembled the words more with its letter blocks after running out of garlic powder. That's a vibe.
They're also asexual.
Afterwards, 5031 only engages with by D52125, but it continues to be preoccupied with food preparation even when alone.
Also, I gotta say, this has to be the cushiest job of any D class. It's literally just, hey, go hang out with this toddler monster we have that you can't look at and just be friends with him.
Yeah.
That's the D class's job.
You know what? That's how they survive after all. They that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Round 8 tests. Cooking. Results. Forward. Basic kitchen utilities installed in enclosure. Sharp implements withheld per security protocol. 5031 used its tail to cut food. Live subject D52125 instructed to demonstrate preparation of various recipes. Recipes learned: quesadilla, taco, hamburger, fried rice, Mongolian beef, spicy chicken curry, chocolate chip cookies, sponge cake with buttercream, fudge, clam chowder, steak, macarons, chicken adobo, smoked salmon, profiteroles. Also, I'm going to say that D class is talented enough where it is a shame they ended up going whatever side of the not legal they went.
Yeah.
I'm glad they got a second this SCP. They both got second chances with themselves, with each other.
Yeah.
Afterwards, SCP-5031 has a severe peanut allergy. Oh!
No.
This should be included in the revised containment procedures. I would also like to note that 5031 is now a better chef than the average human and has begun to create its own recipes. D52125 has volunteered to taste test. You know what? That's valid. I would want to taste test too.
Aw.
Oh! What is the 6th month?
June?
June?
Yeah.
On June 30th of 2019, 5031 has said its first word. Salt. We are immensely proud.
Oh.
On November 29, 2019, final test summary. 5031 was given 2 months to develop a 3-course meal to serve at the BioSite 59 cafeteria for personnel working over Thanksgiving. Its selections were as follows. First course, sweet potato turmeric miso soup. Oh, that sounds nice. Second course, duck confit with apple cider glaze and cranberry compote topping, paired with butternut squash, ganache, gnocchi.
I was about to say, I think the G is silent.
I know. I was having a hard time saying gnocchi.
Yeah.
Okay. With butternut squash gnocchi on a bed of kale seasoned with truffle salt. Third course, a slice of spiced cassava pie topped with French vanilla ice cream and maple hazelnut syrup. 5031 also debuted its piano sonata for 6 hands on a live performance broadcast from its enclosure. Personnel response was overwhelmingly positive. 5031 stress levels at 0%. Testing successfully concluded. Revised documentation submitted for approval.
They took this severely abused wholesome being and turned them into a 5-star chef and a composer. This is the best SCP article I've ever listened to.
I think it's more like they took an SCP that knew only death and taught them more.
Yeah, that's
and
a better way to put it.
they found out they were a sweet, wholesome being that really loved cooking.
Alright, who's ready for the thumbnail?
Oh, okay.
It's bad. I already saw a glimpse. It's bad.
4.
I want to hurt someone.
That's valid.
Yeah, that's a solid 4 there.
They were doing so good with their thumbnails.
Like, this is the very definition of clickbait. You took, like, I think, from what I can tell, like, the design is relatively accurate, but they took the wholesome being and they depicted him as the murder monster.
Can we make it a
Yeah, it
prize
doesn't
as
matter
fuck?
if you get the design right when you get the quality so wrong.
Yeah, like if you correctly depict what was it? If you correctly depict, say, a Titan from Attack on Titan, right? But you place it into as a kindergartner, like in a classroom, like playing with blocks, that's going to fundamentally be extremely clickbait. Because what the fuck are you doing?
Oh my gosh, that's making me remind me of this one. I think it actually is an actual Crunchyroll anime where basically it's an Attack on Titan, but in school, and the Titans just eat the children's lunch boxes for some reason.
Yeah,
I have another
Attack on
example.
Titan.
Another thing it would be akin to would be taking the indestructible lizard and drawing him in the position of having a with Bright.
Of having a what with Bright? You got cut out.
Yeah, this was
A tea
cutting
party
you
with
out.
Jack Bright. Those two definitely hate each other.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Alright. So let's go ahead and see the video. Let's see. Did they correct the correct person? Okay, no authors listed here, but Pepper's Ghost. But hold on. When was the video
Bravo
made?
to Pepper's Ghost.
2021. Alright, so I'm gonna make sure that the Pepper's Ghost was there back then in a Wayback Machine in 2021. Like, I'm saying, like, license. Alright, so March, that's March, not May 7th. God damn it. Alright, March 7th, 2021. Alright, so this is... see... let's load it. Please load fast. I swear, if the Wayback Machine loads it fast, why is Wayback Machine loads it faster than... Okay, they weren't listed. They weren't listed back then. Okay, we can give them a pass for that. Because they didn't put themselves there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that's fine.
Also, in the document, did you put down the 4 for...
Oh shoot, I forgot to change the bingo thing on. Are you saying 4 for here? I did not.
Yeah, for the 5.
Yes, that's what we all agreed on.
Yeah.
5. You put down the 5. I don't know. Can we put down the 5? Can we just fuck up the whole...
Put like negative percentage.
I'm fine with that.
I'm
Well,
fine
I mean,
with
it would
that.
only... I mean, it would only be a negative percentage if they managed to get 4s on everything else.
That's fair. They won't get 4 everywhere else. Maybe.
You give them
They can't
too
get
much
4
faith.
everywhere else because they did the right, like, saying who made what. Even if they missed who made the SCP, they did do the SCP website.
That's fair, but also knocking on wood.
Yeah. All right, everyone ready?
Yes.
Okay.
I can already tell Hatchet is already in deep thought.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm not gonna have fun with this.
I will say, Bright, you remember when you read the SCP. Can you blame Hatchet for feeling apprehensive?
No.
There we go.
All right.
I should also clarify, when I say I'm not gonna have fun with this, I mean that mostly facetiously. I tend to have a lot of fun in these streams, but also I'm dreading this.
Yeah.
This is a fucking 1,000-pound weight, like precariously positioned over my chair.
Alright. Alright, in 3, 2, 1.
It was 7 p.m., and the janitor was just beginning his night shift at the top secret government facility warehouse. He was sweeping the floors of the main building when he suddenly sensed someone standing behind him. The hairs on his neck stood up on end, and he suddenly felt very afraid. He turned around and saw a strange-looking creature before him. I say before him, it was actually floating about half a meter from the ground, its
This
body
bothers
swaying.
me.
What the fuck is this?
They literally had the proper design for the SCP in the thumbnail.
Was it? See, that's the thing. I spaced out a lot during the
Well, we don't know if the SCP does or doesn't have lips, but it does have the eyeball. And also, though it does have a tail, that doesn't mean it's the only thing under it. I believe under its torso, there's the bone protrusion, not just the tail.
yeah. Maybe they turned the bone protrusion into the tip of that tail.
But that's not a bone protrusion, that's a blade. The tip of
Yeah.
its tail is a blade.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just
Also, when I look at this, I just look like Ed is a bad drawing from the ghost from Ben 10.
I think you need to mark this as wrong SCP design.
that's entirely valid.
Its face looks less like a face and more like a sperm with a mouth.
What was that fucker's name? Oh yeah, Ghost Freak. This is a poorly designed Ghost Freak. I'm sorry, I cannot see it.
Also, I just noticed Bookworm was agreeing with making it a 5.
Yeah.
Well, Bookworm said that like immediately upon seeing it.
Oh.
Anyways, let's see what Ghost Freak does.
Actually floating about half a meter from the ground, its body swaying
Are
back
they
and
gonna
forth.
give it its eyes back?
He didn't wait around to see what it wanted with him. He ran as fast as he could out of the building and all the way home. When he got home, he called his
Why
bosses
did
to
they
report
remove
what he
the
had
ability
seen.
to see from this SCP?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
Also,
It's like-
calling your boss about this is just gonna make you look like a lunatic.
Also, I'm pretty sure when you call your boss, it's not just gonna say boss.
Well, I mean, it might. Depends on
might.
how they have them listed in their phone.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fun, here's a fun little thing. If I ever actually end up in a job and I have like a really shit manager, I'm 100% gonna name them in my phone Sauron. Because that's one of my favorite ways that I saw someone describe like the differences between the first Dark Lord Morgoth and Sauron, is that Morgoth is the dickhead bully running around on the playground knocking over everyone's stuff because he can't make anything better. Sauron's the asshole guy with middle manager syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways, in 3, 2, 1.
But they just laughed it off. They told him he must have imagined it. It was a few hours later when he heard a knock at the door. His
Flat
nerves were
screens
still on
wouldn't have
edge, and he
existed
jumped.
when that SCP was locked away, right?
Yeah.
no way they
Well-
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because that SCP was visited in 2019, and they said that SCP had been locked away for 10 years, meaning at earliest the SCP was captured in 2009.
Well, I mean, some of the earliest smartphones I think started popping up around then, but they were
Yeah.
absurdly rare.
It was not like flap phones, they were the flip phones.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
Though I suppose like government workers would have had a higher likelihood of having one of the earlier smartphones.
You know what? I'm going to look up to see if how they looked in 2009.
We're just looking up phone
Let
from
me actually-
2009.
Oh yeah, I mean the first iPhone was 2005.
Oh, then yeah.
So like this is back when they were in their early stages, but they were out there.
Oh, yeah. I remember now. Now in 2019 they were coming out, but they were not shaped anywhere near like the one, and
Yeah,
they
they-
easily broke. And
Yeah, they were-
people often like butt dialed because it was designed so badly.
Yeah.
Flip phones were more popular for a while until they fixed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, around 2009, I had a Nokia phone. Like a small, I think it was a flip phone Nokia or whatever.
Congratulations. In 2009, you had a phone that could probably survive a nuclear blast.
Yeah, speaking of that, I actually dropped it. It literally kept tumbling down an entire flight of stairs. I was on the 5th floor. It went all the way down. It was not even damaged. There was like a slight chip on its side. But other than that, it was fine.
What the fuck kind of steroids did they put in those things? How did they make them so indestructible?
I don't know.
Festus, are you my murder monster?
They're a cat. They will always be your murder monster.
True.
All right, Danger Nattles. If you want a bulletproof vest, get a bunch of Nokia phones.
Try with me?
That's actually like
I'll
probably
save
the
one for you.
opposite of what would work well. Most, like, generally speaking, when dealing with like wanting to put like an armor together to stop bullets, you're gonna be wanting something that has give, that kind of absorbs the shock rather than takes it rigidly.
Yeah.
So Nokia's would probably not work that well. Also, we can hear Jerry making particular sounds about food, I think.
Oh. I'm sorry, I have never tried that type of curly fry in Jack in the Box, and I was caught off guard. I thought, well, it may be curly fries, but I've had curly fries before. How good can their barbecue chip flavor on it really taste? I was wrong.
Anyways. Side tangent aside, let's go back to the video.
Wait,
What?
before we go, I have a very important announcement.
Mm-hmm.
I really fucking love Festus.
Aww.
I love this cat so much.
Yeah.
He is my lad.
Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Jumped at the sound. When he opened the door, he saw a smartly dressed man standing there. The man showed him his identification, and he was an agent with the Foundation.
Also, can I
Oh,
just
yeah.
it's just say the animation got even worse?
It's like I don't know what's going on. It feels like they're putting more effort in, but simultaneously in doing more effort, they cut back on like
You're forgetting one of the
The
things
art.
content farms do. They get a lot of animation done, and they get it done fast and cheap by going to the fastest and cheapest sources.
Yeah.
well, yeah.
They go to
So
Fiverr.
that's why the quality always changes.
Yeah.
Also, in case anyone's wondering in chat, do not go to Fiverr for a VTuber artist.
Wait, what?
I feel like that's self-explanatory. Why would you try to do that?
Mainly because I was talking to someone on X and they said to go to their Fiverr and whatnot, and then it created the PG tuber that was supposed to be like this, but it was just giving me a dark skin, and I don't want to use it again.
Just don't go to that site.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute myself so I can moan while I.
Okay. Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
He asked the janitor if he could describe exactly what he had seen at the government facility. The agent then asked the janitor to take him to the warehouse. When they got there, they both entered the main building. A few seconds later, they both sensed something behind them. The agent pulled out a walkie-talkie and spoke into it.
Back up, back up. Foundation personnel needed at warehouse number 9 to help contain an unknown entity.
But then his voice was cut off as the creature pounced. Welcome back to SCP.
They made it actually murderous.
There was, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? There was a certain part of the article, like early on, where I was somewhat blanking out and distracted. But this thing never actually engaged in notable violence that we're aware of, correct?
I just realized I was muted. They
Yeah, you were
never
still.
acted on violence on purpose, besides in what was probably considered self-defense, like
Yeah.
attacking toys before they knew what the toys were, and
Yeah.
when they were trying to play with the chicken, but the chicken, well, they were
Right,
very
yeah.
upset of hurting the chicken. Heck,
Yeah,
they were such a gentle being, they got upset for scaring the chicken.
Yeah.
This is just.
This is already getting really close to 0.
Fuck these people.
Well, they might fix the bad history I
Maybe.
mean, technically, they already did bad history no matter what they fixed because the phone was inaccurate.
Maybe. Anyways.
That's not a
I s-
maybe. That phone was inaccurate. You're not fucking mark it. Mark bad history.
Okay.
uh,
Anyways, in 3, 2, 1.
SCP exposed. Before I go on, please make sure you subscribe to the channel so
Fuck
you
yourself.
don't miss
Fuck you.
out on any creepy SCP
No.
stories.
Go fuck yourself.
Today, we bring you Keter class object SCP-5031. SCP-5031 is a non-sapient quasi-humanoid. It is a strange-shaped creature with an abnormally small head and virtually no visible neck. Its elongated torso measures 1.9 meters, and it has 3 lower arm limbs bracing out from each of its elbows. The bottom of its pelvis ends abruptly in a crescent-shaped protrusion, made up of bone tissue, the lower edge of which is blade-like.
I would like
The
to
creature
point out
levitates
that technically the 6 arms that protrude from the two forgot what those are called. He literally said it. The halfway point of the arm. Those
elbow.
are supposed to be elbow.
Elbow?
Yeah. Yes. Those arms are supposed to be thinner. They're supposed to be thinner.
Hmm.
But that's not the only change they made.
Knock off, Ghost Freak. I'm sorry.
Why did they remove the eyes? What?
I don't know.
Also, did they basically decide it has no? I never heard them saying it did or didn't have a nose, but it's assumed to have a nose because it definitely smelled and tasted things. Well, the taste is mouth, but smell things.
Well, I mean, at the very least, assuming that it's tasting that operates somewhat similarly to our own, then the nose plays a pretty significant portion in the
Yeah,
taste as well.
and they
Yeah.
really enjoy cooking, so that would also enjoy their nose, which they have removed because apparently our little bean does not get to smell or look. Okay. Maybe it won't get worse.
Oh my gosh, first comment on the very top. The creature became better at cooking than the average human. Creature in animation proceeds to flail about rapidly while shaking the oven.
This is why we don't read the comments before getting to stuff in the video.
It sounds like it just gets worse.
But also, I was gonna say, I feel like,
Mhm.
coming to think of it, like, re-looking at the description, I feel like, in terms of how they depict the quote-unquote tale of sorts here, it seems reasonable, because technically, like, we've been calling that a tail, but I'm pretty sure that is actually intended to just be, like, the extended abdomen that's described, and then the blade is the osseous protrusion from the pelvis. Like there's no legs here. This is just all torso.
Yeah.
But I will point out that one of the largest things of it is the fact that it does have eyes, even if they don't describe it.
Oh yeah.
And also, the 6 arms are supposed to be thinner because those hands are specifically supposed to be very good at being nimble, at being things those giant claws can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, let's see how bad it gets. 3, 2, 1.
He's supposed to have pianist's hands. They're basically hands with long fingers.
Yeah.
Not like big goofy hands.
They gave him the murderous yaoi hands.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Approximately 0.5 meters above the ground. When directly observed, it will temporarily cease to exist until the viewer stops observing the space that it formerly
doesn't
occupied.
stop existing. It just looks to cease existing. But there's lots of things that I'm gonna stop. technically its shadow never gets removed, and if it has blood or something on it, the things on it don't get removed. It's basically invisibles itself. But it can't invisible the things that it causes, like shadows, and it cannot invisible the mess it gets on itself.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I think everything does go invisible except for like things that are on it or effects that it's done. Like it's actually described as observing this
They
that temporarily ceased to
describe the
exist.
shadow as still being there.
Well, yeah, but that's when they're not actually looking directly at it. They use the shadow to describe its bodily traits.
Yeah, but like I said, the shadow does not vanish. That's why they use the shadow.
Well, yeah, but they weren't actually like they used the shadow when it wasn't being directly observed.
Oh. Okay.
Like they shine a big light next to it, look at the shadow without looking at it.
Anyways.
Okay.
Ready to continue?
Yeah.
Alright, in 3,
These
2.
two fucking dumbasses.
3, 2, 1.
However, traces of its existence, such as
Are you
scratch
fucking kidding
marks
me?
or bloody trails, do continue to exist when SCP-5031 does not. Although video and photography equipment are unable to capture its appearance, observing
Wasn't
its
that what I
shadow
was
does not
literally saying? Nothing, keep going.
cause it to cease existing. Therefore, we have been able to determine its physiological characteristics from its silhouette. While the creature has no nutritional needs, it will nevertheless hunt and consume any human or animal it encounters by using its pendulous lower body to down targets. SCP-5031 does not sleep and is incapable of expression or verbal communication.
I'm sorry, what the fuck is up with how they show it moving around? Why do they like it's a levitating thing that levitates a meter above the ground. When they're showing it moving quickly, why do they make it look as if it's fucking walking on its arms?
Oh
It
no.
looks more to me like they're having it look like it's shambling on its tail, but with feet.
Yeah. It's just
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, I just looked at the MTF right here. Looks like they're from 2 different art styles.
Yeah, this has happened multiple times. Like these exact MTF have appeared multiple times. Should we give them names? I'm gonna call one ribbed plunger or dildo plunger, and the other Steve. Steve and dildo plunger reporting for duty.
You're gonna call one dildo plunger, at least call the other one spiky vibrator.
I think it's just Steve.
Oh my god. Watch Steve be an acronym for the most sexual thing on the planet.
Let's see. Oh, how does the name Steve?
Well, let's keep going.
Okay, yeah.
It's in 3, 2, 1.
Creature has been contained in an airtight iron cell in Biosite 59 for more than 10 years. The structure has been checked on a bi-weekly basis for any imperfections. During the last 10 years, there has been no interaction with the creature. On the 14th of February 2018, senior researcher Stanley Huxtable took on the role of HCL supervisor for SCP-5031. He began corresponding with site director Yosef.
Wait, hold on. I just noticed something real quick. I want to go back for a bit.
Supervisor for SCP-5.
General O.
Oh, come on! They just insist on reusing the worst assets. Why? Just fuck it. It always comes back to General 05 Longfeet. And then we hear slight moans in the background.
It's Gerald 05 at long feet.
I'm not going to apologize for eating and forgetting.
You're fine.
Well, I mean, we're not saying you should apologize. It's just a little funny timing.
Yeah. Anyways, at 3, 2, 1.
5031. He began corresponding with site director Yosef Mostafi in order to
Yeah, that's my
elucidate
favorite way to
research
type.
progress.
Looks like he's trying to fucking... I don't know. It's so hard to describe what my brain reacts to with this sort of motion, but it's weird.
He has a screen, he has a keyboard, but he doesn't have a...
Oh my...
Oh, no.
There's something that bothers me. Okay, you see the wheels in the background? Why does one of the triangles just have a chunk taken out of them? Why? Just fill it!
Also, the things in the background are less...
Or less what?
Processor.
Discord cut you off.
The things in the background are also less... More like...
Oh my gosh, just get Discord's
Yeah, Discord's
fucking you
really
off.
fucking with you. You might want to try leaving and rejoining.
And then there were two. Never mind.
The things in the background.
Yeah.
Those are less computers as we know them in modern times, and more like ancient processors. And then
Yeah.
things people used to call computers but would not be considered computers in modern standards. Things that existed in like the 1950s or some shit. That old.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They haven't looked like that for a long time. I don't think they even looked like that in the 80s.
Yeah.
I've seen old movies. I actually know what they look like.
Also, Zanju, this actually isn't a self-insert. These are like they're naming characters from the actual SCP here.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, and like it's not the head of the foundation itself, it's the site head,
Yeah.
like site director.
I was just rattling on some inaccuracies. Like, the computer
that's fair.
the doctor is using doesn't have a tower, therefore there's no computer. But there is a keyboard and there is a screen. We can basically like shrug away the fact that there's no mouse because some keyboards have a mouse built in.
Though I think there are some like extremely compact like computer designs where they have the screen inbuilt like this.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any that are built for the specific. When they're just a screen, it's not built in a way where there's such a thick keyboard connected to it. Typically,
Most likely,
things that are generally when they put the computer in the screen, the keyboard is connected to that screen. It's not like built that way.
Yeah. Also, fuck those computers that have the mouse on it, because I had this one school computer where basically the touch mouse did not work, and there's this little teeny red thing in the middle of the keyboard that also acts as a mouse, but it is so tiny that he would just accidentally hit keys trying to move the fucking mouse.
That sounds infuriating.
I hated it. I hate those fucking computers. I want to throw them at a ball.
I love touching the laptop's nipple.
Oh,
That needs to be clipped. Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
The following is a selection of relevant correspondences between the two.
I have no idea who wrote this, but there's a lot I'd like to say to them. I'm not a fan of abandoning a living creature inside a metal box for 10 years, no matter how pragmatic it may be.
Stanley Huxtable wrote about his initial impressions.
did they make him sound
It's
like
difficult.
a robot?
Yes.
Yes. Because that's what he always does when trying to portray a different character. Just puts a shitty filter on his voice and says everything in his own monotone bullshit.
granted, you could at least try. Like, even some of the voices I do, I'm gonna admit, they're crap. But they at least sound different from one another.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that if you're really trying to enact that character, they definitely had the tone of indignant when the words were put down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tone is pretty easy to read. I mean, I didn't give the tone while reading it, but it was pretty easy to see. They were right mad.
Yeah. They were basically writing a strongly worded letter of complaint.
Yeah. In 3, 2, 1.
Difficult to fathom that such things were considered the norm a decade ago. Have you ever heard something scream from behind 10 inches of iron for hours on end? When I do my redraft, remind me to add anomalous resistance to hoarseness somewhere in the description. I'd like to run some tests that require exposing SCP-5031 to certain stimuli.
On the 8th of March, Stanley Huxtable began round 1 of his testing with sounds. I installed speakers in the containment vestibule and played various albums of natural ambience and popular music. The creature's propensity for screaming worked as a convenient way to measure its stress levels. 100% would be considered its typical screaming over 48 hours, and 0% would be no screaming at all. Both volume and duration were recorded. Huxtable found that music served a slight decrease in stress levels in the creature. Further experiments are currently undergoing. On the 22nd of March, Huxtable began round 2 of testing.
Okay, listen. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you could call it nitpicking, but I would not consider a fucking 80% decrease in stress to be a slight decrease.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's where it was at multiple. Actually, I think it was closer to, like, what was the lowest stress?
The lowest stress it got was 20%.
Benfold. No, like the lowest stress level is the best of Benfold's 6%. That's a 90.
Yeah, I forgot about Ben Folds.
That's a 94% decrease. In what world is a 94% decrease a slight decrease?
Oh, I was probably thinking of a different test.
Yeah, you might have been.
But yeah, it's not a slight. Why didn't they even talk about the music they listened to? They didn't need to start playing it. We know about copyright stuff, but they could have spoke the words.
Well, you see, then they would have to add more to the script, and they don't want to read that.
Yeah. Anyways, let's see if it gets any worse. In 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
This was concerning the creature's ability to play. When he threw a softball into the enclosure, the creature sliced the ball in two. When he rolled the bowling ball into the enclosure, the creature scratched a couple of grooves into the ball, then rolled the ball around the enclosure with the
That's rolling the ball.
He just... What?
I knew content farms were lazy, but holy fuck!
He's just got a fucking black ball stuck to the tip of his tail.
Anyways.
I'm dying.
Anyways.
That's my content farms.
That's on your grave.
Oh, my chest hurts.
on your grave, it just says he was foolish enough to actually try and fight the SCP content farms.
I'm laughing at lazy animation.
It's just a black ball.
I want to go back a little bit because I want to see it more. In 3, 2, 1.
A couple of grooves into the ball, then rolled the ball around the enclosure with the blunt end of its tail for 20 minutes. Its stress levels remained less than 60% after.
The fact that he just shows that animation while saying it rolled the ball around. Oh my goddamn head.
Alright.
Ugh.
Let's see how more
so
lazy an
bad.
animation gets.
Oh.
And just as a side note, they took out the experiment with the basketball.
Oh, yeah. Yep, 3, 2.
Maybe they'll add it back.
Who knows? Yep, 3, 2, 1.
Play. Although it wasn't planned as part of the test, a bowling ball that was chipped and would no longer roll properly was rolled in.
Yeah. What?
Did you continue playing it?
Yeah.
Because it didn't continue playing on Discord.
Odd. I'll reshare it. We just go back in. Alright.
The stream is loading. You've disconnected. Sit tight. We're patching you back in. What the fuck, Discord? Is this just a me problem?
Yeah. Why don't you rejoin?
Okay.
Another tool. Oh, never mind.
Goddamn fuck Discord.
Fair enough.
We all good?
It's still just loading. You've been disconnected. Sit tight. We're patching you back in.
Do you need to reset your computer? Is your computer being herpy-derpy?
Stream failed to start. I don't see why I would need to reset my computer here. Okay, I'm gonna try hard resetting Discord.
Okay.
Shit'll be back.
Another tool.
I'm just gonna be careful about what I nibble on while I'm on stream.
Oh, hey, Bookworm, are you still here in chat? I need to see if Bookworm is still in chat. Yes. Alright. Bookworm, I'm gonna share you a picture, and I want your response in stream chat with the picture.
Welcome back, Hatchet of many ass.
Oh. Okay, it looks like it's working now. I just had to hard reset Discord.
Just tell me what you think about that. I sent them the SCP picture I sent to both of you. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1.
Levels remained less than 60% after play. Although it wasn't planned as part of the test, a bowling ball that was chipped and would no longer roll properly was rolled in. The creature's stress levels increased to more than 115%. When a replacement bowling ball was provided, its stress levels fell back to around 40%. Finally, a basketball was tossed into the enclosure. SCP-5031 picked it up and played with it. The creature's stress levels remained at less than 20% after play. After the completion of Round 2 testing, Huxtable concluded that SCP-5031 had begun to use its hands to play with the basketball, possibly.
Holy animation errors, Batman.
The perfect timing and stopping it. It just looks like it's going like, oh.
Also, look how big they made the basketball.
That is a fucking beefy basketball. Like they gave my boy LeBron James hands.
But yeah, that lawful good in that picture is the GOC, and they are not lawful good.
The GOC in our friend group is most well known for taking a chair that liked making people feel better and throwing it in a wood chipper.
Yeah.
And the
Because they
fact
couldn't contain it.
And the fact that they would put Serpent's Hand in lawful evil. Like, for starters, it's I think I said this before stream. Like, sorry,
Yeah.
no lawful here. Yeah, like, one, where is the lawful coming from? They're literally like an entirely decentralized cell-based organization. There is
They're
no
chaotic
central.
good.
Yeah, there's no central orientation, but also the only way someone could call the SCP, the Serpent's Hand evil, is if they value the status quo and normalcy above inalienable rights.
Yeah, and plus, like, the Serpent's Hand did admit the truth, because I'm pretty sure what they said is true, because the Knowledge and Wonders Library, that basically the anomalous itself is a Hydra. You just imprison or kill one, you're just going to create two more, in a sense.
Yeah.
So eventually normalcy will be an anomaly.
But yeah, no, I imagine I would not get along politically or personally with whoever made that fucking image.
He really wants to kill all his species, which sus.
Yeah, like.
Anyways, back to the SCP at hand. In 3, 2, 1.
To avoid accidentally damaging it. Its motor skills were comparable to that of a toddler. The creature still preferred the bowling ball for kicking. On the 5th of April, round 3 testing on Fuji.
Oh, yes. You see, I love... y'all know that sport that's, like, got 2 different names depending on where you are, where you kick... You kick the ball by impaling it on your foot, and then you sprint with the ball to your foot across the field, and then you thus launch the ball into the goal. That's my favorite sport, really.
Yeah, also Sanji says he do be ballin'.
That is true. He do be ballin'. Not this version of him. This version of him is sad. It's just sad in its depictions of him balling. But he do be balling.
Yeah. Anyways, in 3, 2, 1.
Began. SCP-5031 was given the choice between 2 potential food sources placed at opposite ends of the enclosure.
I'm
Results were
sorry. What?
This pig. Oh, I just feel sad.
Oh yeah, there was a human corpse in... Okay, for a second there I thought there was no human corpse.
No, yeah, it starts with human corpse.
But also, why is the human corpse gray?
It's just completely gray. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, this guy thinks that a part of decomposition turns a person's clothes and skin into, like, sheet metal colors.
Yeah, I actually know that does not happen because in high school I actually had to take... I don't know what it's called, but basically it's the science of crime scene stuff. Whatever, like...
Forensics?
Yeah, in looking at dead bodies and shit. I had to take that class. It was fun. We watch cops sometimes.
Analysis.
When people die, they do become quite pallid. To be gray, they would have to be dead for quite some time, though. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's fair. I guess, yeah, like, when I think about it, like, there's a reason why, like, Nosferatu depicted as having steely gray skin, but I don't
takes
know
a
how
very
to
long
describe
time.
it. Yeah, it takes a long while. And why did they just decide to, like, I swear this is just like a model they've used elsewhere
Yeah.
with the colors shifted. It's just anyway.
Yep. In 3, 2, 1.
As follows. When a human corpse was offered together with a pig carcass, the creature chose the pig carcass. Between a pig carcass and a chicken carcass.
He's so obsessed with showing it flailing around like that.
I don't know.
They depict, oh, it shows the pig carcass as in it's eating it, and instead of showing it eating it, it just picks it up and fucking shakes it like a baby.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
It opted for the pig carcass. Next, a pig carcass was offered with a rotisserie chicken. It chose the rotisserie chicken. When a live chicken was put in the enclosure with a rotisserie chicken, it again opted for the rotisserie chicken.
How is
Finally,
that chicken alive?
It is the most robotic ass chicken.
It's Robo Chicken 2.0.
Wait, which was okay? Chat. Which one's the turkey? Which one's the rotisserie chicken?
Fuck you, Bright. Damn it! Now this is making me hungry. I wish like our local store that makes like incredibly good rotisserie chicken wasn't always.
I will say she
So
has a good
mismanaged.
point. Which one's the turkey?
Well, yeah, I know, but also I said fuck you because I wouldn't have even thought about that.
Yeah.
The real question is, did they somehow manage to get a turkey-sized chicken or get a chicken-sized turkey?
I will tell you now, even wild turkeys that are smaller than domesticated turkeys are not as small as chickens.
Yeah, that was my thought. I was like, I don't know that much about the various fowl out there, but one thing I do know is that turkeys are fucking big. They are
Yes.
big, beefy birds.
I will tell you, as someone who has run into those multiple times, those anger birds of assholery, that they are bigger.
Yeah, I think my favorite video of turkeys just one. I think it was like for 15 minutes. Was just chasing this mailman around a pole.
Oh, man!
You wouldn't leave it alone for 15
Jerk
minutes.
nuts those turkey are?
It also just makes me think of back to when I was first playing Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
The wild turkeys in that game, like when you approach them, their first instinct will be to run up to you, jump up, flapping their wings and clawing at your face, and then sprint away.
So a normal turkey.
Yeah, so when that first happened, I got so fucking jump scared. I heard some gobbles and I thought, oh, there must be a turkey nearby. And then suddenly my character is getting fucking clawed in the face by a turkey while I was just wandering through a field.
You were right when you thought a turkey was nearby.
My turkey senses are active.
Anyways, in 3, 2, 1.
Roasted turkey was placed in it with a rotisserie chicken. SCP-5031 chose neither of them. It was presumed that its appetite was sated. The final conclusion drawn after round 3
We'll
of
never know
testing
which
was
one it
that
is.
whilst it was true that the creature didn't necessarily need to eat, feeding it regularly had caused a marked decrease in average stress levels. Stress reduction appeared to scale proportionally with the quality of food provided. Also noted was that the creature preferred to use its tail to pry and cut meat into bite-sized portions, rather than rip the meat into chunks with its teeth or hands. The round 4 tests on coexistence began on the 12th of April, the summary of which is as follows. In the first test, SCP-5031 was fed until sated.
What the? What? Why are they? They just took the same image that they used for the baked turkey and the rotisserie chicken. They flattened it a little, put it in his mouth, and did the exact same animation they've been doing every single time.
Yeah.
What? Like, why are they constantly depicting it, perpetually flailing around?
Don't worry about it. Anyways.
I mean, I know the actual reason is that they made one animation loop and they didn't want to make any more, but still.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, before we continue, I'm hearing nothing but buzz snores, and I know it's not being picked up.
Oh no, I'm hearing some of it.
You might be hearing Spood snoring.
Oh, is that Spood snoring?
Yeah.
Shit. Who's snoring will win, Spoods or Busted? It's snore off for the century.
Oh my god. I just looked over, and apparently he is at the very edge of the bed, which isn't very comfortable for him, but it gives him a clear sight to see me at the computer.
Aww. Aww.
It's so cute. Anyways, in 3, 2, 1.
A live subject matter, the common chicken, was introduced to the enclosure. The creature observed the subject from a distance for several minutes and then rolled a bowling ball toward the subject at high speed. The chicken was killed instantly. SCP-5031's stress levels rose immediately and drastically. In the second test, a live common chicken was once again introduced to the enclosure, but this time the bowling balls were removed. SCP-5031 was fed until sated. This time, the creature gently rolled a basketball toward the subject. The ball hit the chicken lightly. The chicken responded with a small cry and moved away. SCP-5031 did not engage with the subject any further. In the third test, the creature was fed until sated. A live subject matter, Class D, was blindfolded and then introduced to the enclosure. It was instructed to sit and roll the basketball forward.
What did they do?
Then
this
wait
guy's
until it
facial
came back
hair?
and roll it away
I don't
again.
know.
The subject and the creature successfully rolled the ball back and forth several times. The creature eventually abandoned the activity and approached the subject. As per safety protocol, the subject removed their blindfold to terminate the activity. In Test 4, the creature was fed until sated. Once again, live subject matter Class D was introduced to the enclosure. This time, the subject was instructed to toss a tennis ball at the wall. Let it ricochet.
Fuck you. They went out of their way to make it less accurate by giving themselves more work again. Fuck these people. It's the same D class. They use the same D class every time.
Yeah.
Where did this fucking ginger come from? Bring back the guy with botched facial hair.
Yeah.
It was indeed the same person because the SCP got attached to him.
Yeah.
Like, this is just what there's actually very few things I find more frustrating than these content farms consistently going out of their way to do things the cheapest and laziest way possible, except when they manage to do more work to make it less accurate. Like, how is this where they've come to?
I don't know.
It's like when it's easier to depict something accurately than it is to depict it in the way that they do, you would think logically they would choose the path of the lowest amount of fucking animation time, or like the lowest amount of fucking alterations. Like, you would expect them to go the path of least resistance, but nah.
Yeah. Anyways, let's continue. Let's get this over with. We got 6 minutes. Actually, less than 6 minutes left. Let's do this.
This is like one of their longest videos.
Yeah. And the next one is a second longer.
Oh.
behind them, then catch and repeat. The creature stood behind the subject and successfully engaged in a game of catch, mimicking the subject's action of letting the ball ricochet against the wall. The final conclusion was that SCP-5031's motor skills appeared to be rapidly improving. The Round 5 tests on symbols began on the 16th of May. 5 LCD displays were fitted into the wall of SCP-5031's enclosure, each with a lit button and a food dispenser underneath it. In the first test, 2 stations were activated. On screen, one was displayed the image of a rock. Its button dispensed rocks. Screen 2 displayed the image of a rotisserie chicken. Its button dispensed pieces of chicken. The creature poked at the image of a chicken for a few minutes and eventually hit the button. Chicken was then dispensed until the creature was satisfied. In the second test, the screen displayed and the materials dispensed were swapped.
Yeah.
The creature hit the button it had hit the previous day and received a rock. It then went to the other screen and hit the button to dispense chicken. In the third test, the screen displays and materials dispensed were swapped back to their original positions and set to swap again at random intervals after the first distribution. SCP-5031 went directly to the button next to the image of a chicken. It experienced apparent confusion after the first mid-distribution swap.
Oh my
but
god.
quickly
Are you fucking... This entire section is a fucking fever dream of inaccuracies.
Yeah.
I haven't fucking stopped it up to this point because I thought, oh, this is just nitpicking, but they sprinkled so many little inconsistencies and contradictions into how they're depicting this. Okay, first, it's the part where they swap them, okay? So they change the screen to show chicken that used to show rocks, and the chicken one shows rocks, and then they dispense their various things, but they showed it dispensing chicken from the rock screen.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that that's like the exact opposite of what this test is supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're just they're not showing it flip-flopping. They're not showing it changing sides. They're just fucking
We got 4 minutes left, Tatchy. 4 minutes. We can do this.
Fuck you, Brian. Sorry. Fuck you, Aaron.
Well, come on, to be fair to her, it's not her making it inaccurate.
But it is her who brought me here.
We love you.
3, 2, 1.
learn to watch the images. In Test 4, 3 more stations, screens, buttons, and dispensers were activated.
Oh, fuck.
4 stations
I genuinely misread rock as fuck there for a second.
For a second there, I thought I saw 2 of the SCP. Couldn't pray, but it was just blurry. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
And dispensers were activated. 4 stations displayed the word rock and dispensed rocks. 1 station displayed the word chicken and dispensed chicken. The arrangement was set to change randomly several times over the following
Also, what is it with the fucking monster noise?
I don't
Because
know.
they want to depict it as mindless and aggressive. So even when it gets more intelligent, they will give it mindless monster sounds.
Listen.
What?
I know that when I'm in deep thought, I might make like some awkward sounds, but you know, I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever felt the need to constantly go while I'm thinking hard.
Yeah, also, I was just thinking, when hearing these monster sounds, just thinking of the Minecraft movie, because it sounded like fucking Minecraft zombies.
Hi, I'm Steve. Hi, I'm Dave, and I'm a zombie.
Steve.
I didn't mean Steve. I meant Dave. I mixed it up.
Chicken jockey.
For some reason, the way you said that reminds me of like some sort of Alcohol Anonymous thing.
It's a reference to a YouTube short series that like this sketch comedian did, where they were like basically doing those sorts of like reality TV introductions, but for Minecraft zombies and like various Minecraft mobs. And it like rapidly like evolved into like an episodic tale of all these mobs teaming up to destroy the evil that is Steve.
Oh my god. Yeah, anyways, let's continue.
Days. Through trial and error, the creature determined which station dispensed chicken. The creature subsequently went to the station marked chicken whenever the displays were swapped. In the fifth test, only the letters chicken were displayed. Wooden blocks were positioned so that the creature could spell out the word. An hour passed and the creature still had not figured out how to dispense the chicken. It hit the wall with its tail in anger. Then, once it realized the wooden blocks could be pushed down, it successfully assembled the word chicken. Huxtable
I
wrote to
skipped the test.
They combined the two tests for some reason. Like, they awkwardly combined the two tests.
Why?
Festus.
Anyways,
I think you know why.
yeah. It's in 3, 2, 1.
Yusef and told him that he had concluded that SCP-5031 could learn language. On the 29th of August, the round 6 tests on vocabulary began. Huxtable wrote that SCP-5031 had learned to use letter blocks to form many words, including tofu, beef, bread, Mozart,
Does it
volume,
just
silence.
Look at chicken and then totally skip it.
Yep.
It's like, the first word he spelled out, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Basketball, cat, dog, human, and alone. Huxtable concluded that through its increased vocabulary and human interaction, SCP-5031 had made much cognitive and physical
They
progress.
basically completely removed his relationship with that one D class, haven't they?
Pretty much.
I don't. Well, I
Maybe.
think we'll get back to that. Like, this is in the section of the test where he's done less with that D class.
Well, yeah, but they removed them bringing up the D class's name.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's like after he learns how to write specifically, not just
I
like
thought it was
using
when
the
he
blocks.
learned how to spell. Let me look.
Yeah, I'm checking.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Robert.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's yeah,
Yeah,
they
one
took
of
that
his
out.
literal first words is Robert, because Robert's his friend.
Robert. Yeah, okay.
Yep. Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
The round 7 testing on activities began on the 5th of October. In the first test, Huxtable introduced a table, some paper and crayons into the enclosure. The live subject, D52125, was
Cup is that? Sorry.
Okay, so they've just spontaneously decided
Mm-hmm.
that the first D class that was used is not the same D class that was used in every other subsequent test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They showed one guy in the first one, changed it to this guy in the second one, and then just didn't change it to anyone else.
Yeah, and so far they haven't shown him like connect in any way with the SCP, and I feel like in the file it made more sense that they didn't show it up till now because it was inferred through him spelling out Robert's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Listen.
Now it just feels random and awkward.
Let me see it in 3, 2, 1.
Was instructed to demonstrate drawing for the creature. Eventually, the creature learned how to draw. Discernible subjects depicted in its artworks included D52125, the creature, a rotisserie chicken, a cat, and Huxtable himself. In the second test, a piano was introduced into
That
the
was
enclosure.
lazy bullshit.
The live subject
Yeah.
D52125 was instructed.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, Stanley Huxtable. Okay. I forgot that that was his last name. I was really confused there for a second.
Yep. Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
To play chopsticks blindfolded and to invite the creature to play along. The subject had time to practice beforehand. The creature learned chopsticks in 2 days,
my
though it
God.
Oh
appeared
my
more
fucking
interested in
God.
making its own original music, complete with vocals. These compositions might be considered crude by human standards. In the third test, a spice rack was introduced into the enclosure.
Why does that sort of look like Markiplier?
Wait, did they
They
go
cha-
back to the first D class?
No, went to a completely different D class. This guy doesn't have the fucked up facial hair. He's just got a beard.
It's D-Markiplier.
Why? Oh,
I was right. They took out the relationship he had with the D class. They
Yeah.
totally removed it. I was right. I don't
You
want to be
were
right, but can we? I know you already marked modified history.
mark it again.
I don't think you can mark it twice unless you can like extra mark it, like make it extra yellow, like
No, I
bright
can't.
yellow or red or something.
I cannot.
Okay.
What you're unable to just press the yellow thing again?
I can press it again, but it unclicks it, and I have to put it back on.
Okay, so you've got a different setup.
Yeah.
All right, I'm thinking of like how the click does bingo, where he just like has the card open in like Photoshop or something and just places
Ah.
a
No.
dot
Yeah,
there.
he
I'm
puts
using-
the words randomly on the bingo and then like marks it.
Now, I'm using a site called Bingo Baker. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, in 3, 2, 1.
The live subject D52125 was instructed to demonstrate seasoning
Fuck.
meats.
I just realized
The
they
creatures.
removed a character.
Fuck. I just fuck you. Shows the same D class as different people. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Do you think that we're that stupid?
They basically removed the D class at this point and replaced him with multiple D class.
Yeah, but like in the previous experiment, they say the D class is designation. So, okay, we know that this is the same guy from everything else. And then here they switch to a different guy, and they leave in mentioning his designation as the same thing as the last guy, despite this guy obviously being a different person.
Yeah.
God damn.
Anyways.
No, they think you didn't read the SCP. No, like that's the thing. Like they're contradicting themselves within 5 seconds
Yeah.
of them doing it.
Well, we already marked bad history.
Yeah.
And
Did you mark contradictions?
Yes.
Hmm.
In 3, 2, 1.
Spent almost 3 straight days experimenting with different combinations of
God.
foods and spices. The creature assembled the words more, more, more with its letter blocks after running out of garlic powder. The final testing, round 8, was on cooking. Basic cooking facilities were installed in the enclosure, and a live subject was instructed to demonstrate the preparation of various recipes.
that is not
As
how
with
it
all the
works.
previous
Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god.
This is what they meant. In the comment.
You do realize his cooking setup wasn't just a random oven.
Yeah.
It was basic, but I'm pretty sure basic means more than a fucking oven. Also, that oven is not basic. What the hell?
Yeah.
All around me are familiar faces.
It's in 3, 2, 1.
Rounds, the creature was soon able to copy everything the live subject was doing. However, it was also discovered that the creature had a severe peanut allergy. Huxtable said that it should be included in the revised containment procedures. He also noted that the creature was now a better chef than the average human, and it had begun to
But
create
they
its own
did not
recipes.
list the recipes he
D52.
learned.
No, of course they didn't.
They went to another D class.
Yeah.
They changed. They just keep showing a different guy and saying, "Hey, here's the same D class." What, like, is he just undergoing the most rapid alterations in hairstyle and fucking facial hairstyle?
Yes.
He is not having a random transformation in age and like bone structure and height and hair color and hairstyle.
We're almost over. In 3, 2, 1.
125 had volunteered to taste test. The creature was given 2 months in which to prepare a 3-course meal to serve at the BioSite 59 cafeteria to personnel working over Thanksgiving.
What?
The creature successfully produced the
Rewind
meal,
it
and while
pause it on the list, and you'll see why I screamed no. Eggs, ranch dressing, honey mustard, pancake mix, blueberries, butter, bacon, biscuits, gravy, cereal, hamburger meat, hot dogs. They're making him sound like Neanderthal of the cooking world, when what he
Yeah.
really cooked for that full course meal was sweet potato turmeric miso soup, duck confit with apple cider glaze and cranberry compote topping, paired with butternut squash gnocchi on a bed of kale seasoned with truffle salt. Like, first, a miso soup has to have you either buy miso or make miso, which is an entire fermentation process. So and then you have to use the miso in a way that does not destroy the flavor, but you still have to put it in warm water. It's easy to make when you figure it out, the miso part, but either way, making a nice miso soup means it's light but also delicious. It has flavors, but the flavors aren't overwhelming. And sweet potato is a very strong taste, suggesting that they've somehow managed to balance sweet potato and turmeric with the gentle flavor of miso, which is
Yeah.
amazing in itself. And then duck confit. Do you know what confit is? Let me look up a picture because I'm very bad with words.
I mean, we're basically talking about a gourmet meal here.
Yeah.
It's basically it's basically a process that takes a lot of, like, you have to do it right or you fuck it all up. And it takes
Yeah.
a while. An apple cider glaze means you make a glaze using apple cider in a way that where it's sticky and it's a sauce, but it's not gonna fuck things up because you need a glaze that cuts through the fat of the duck, which apple cider would if you do it right. But if you don't do it right, it would just be a oversweet, sticky mess.
Yeah.
And they also do the cranberry compote topping, which cranberries are a bit sour, which is perfect with duck. Also, compote is different than like a normal sauce. It's basically kind of like jam plus plus. It doesn't have the sugar of jam, but it does have like a similar texture, only all the flesh is there. It's very delicious. It's amazing. And of course, we all know what gnocchi is, but imagine instead of using potato, you use butternut squash. So you have the flavor of butternut squash, both the texture of gnocchi, and so you have that delicious duck meat with the apple cider glaze, that sweet glaze, the sour cranberry compote, the nice, warm, savory butternut squash gnocchi. It's all on a bed of kale and with truffle salt. And kale, we all know how kale is. That would be perfect. And truffle salt, if you don't like mushroom, well, I guess that's not the course for you.
Yeah.
Third course, a slice of spiced cassava pie. First, let me cassava, let me look up a picture to like, because I feel like just saying it's a plant is not the best way to describe. It's a starchy vegetable. I'm sharing a picture because it shows it in the vegetable form and a starchy form.
Ah.
Yeah, you see that?
Yeah.
So they made a spice cassava pie, which suggests it with French vanilla ice cream and maple hazelnut syrup. So they probably spiced it similar to how you would spice a ginger cake or apple pie, something like that, considering it's something that's an ingredient that would not probably be considered the sweetest of like things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very like nutritious, but it's not exactly the sweetest of the bunch. And they also add French vanilla ice cream, which is a very nice pairing with something that's not too sweet, and maple hazelnut syrup, which takes advantage of the fact that cassava is not really sweet. It's basically sounds like a gourmet pie.
Uh-huh.
I want his pie. I can't have his pie because he's a fictional character.
Anyways, let's go ahead and finish
When
it.
you see that honey mustard pancake mix, does that even sound like someone who knows how to cook?
No.
I'm not gonna lie. About 95% of that was Greek for me.
What I said?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Like,
let's just
it's
finish
alright. It's alright. I'm just like, literally, you gotta keep in mind, I don't think I've had any of the ingredients in this in my life.
Okay, let me describe sweet potato. Have you ever had that?
Once, and I didn't like it.
Well,
yeah.
But
what did
we
you
should.
have the sweet potato in?
Yeah, let's just.
I don't remember. We should probably continue.
Okay,
Yeah, let's
I'm
just
sorry.
continue. Let's finish the
Alright.
video.
I was just slightly like I was trying to explain it, but I feel like I made it more complicated. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
That's alright. I think we all understand.
Yeah.
They showed average, like, they showed average American shopping list for suburban mom rather than gourmet.
I think I know a good way to describe what I was trying to say. Basically, in the picking what he the different ingredients for the different courses, he showed a mastery on how to prepare things, different ways to prepare things, patience, because a lot of those things require a lot of patience in the preparation. Also, a good eye for pairing, because a lot of the ingredients he picked are things that complement each other in different ways. In both the different ingredients and the spices, the way he cooked them, as in the texture complementing, etc., etc. Like, I'll admit, for the second course, I don't think I would agree squash would have been good, but I do think butternut squash gnocchi is perfect because of the texture. Because duck meat is very tender. And butternut squash is not all that tender. Even when it's soft, it's very fibrous. But if it's made into a gnocchi, that means it's been cooked and made into a creamy consistency used in a dough.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go back to the actual SCP
Yeah,
at hand
let's
and
continue.
finish the video. We're literally only a few seconds left.
That meal list does not show a mastery in anything besides being a white American.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, let's finish it.
I should word that better. I'm sorry. I have nothing against white people. I just don't understand their diet.
Anyways, in 3, 2, 1.
At the BioSite 59 cafeteria to personnel working over Thanksgiving. The creature successfully produced the meal, and whilst the personnel enjoyed their meal, it entertained them by playing its original composition, Piano Concerto for 6 Hands, live from its enclosure. Personnel's response was overwhelmingly positive, and SCP-5031 stress levels were at 0%. Testing was successfully concluded, and revised documentation submitted for approval. What do you think of that SCP case? Please comment below.
I think I would prefer that you spontaneously have bullets appear in your body in various places.
I feel like the first one, removal of characters, needs to be a 1 because they removed the D class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Alright, added gore or violence. Or
Trying to
altered
think,
gore or violence.
the character or the license.
They
They did things up to snuff just for their time, right?
Yeah, for
yeah,
time
it was up to
license is
snuff for
fine.
their time.
Okay.
Added violence, they did have him like kill people at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like 1.
I would lean more towards 2 with that because it's just like such an egregious addition that's so counter to the character's nature.
I will admit they did add like him killing people when in the SCP file he doesn't kill or harm anyone at any point, and
Yeah.
he doesn't show any signs that he would kill people. He's just dangerous naturally.
Like
And
I guess it does like early on describe it as having it will hunt and consume any human or animal it encounters by using its pendulous upper body to down targets or lower
yeah,
body.
but I think it was showing
That's
its old file. They didn't show examples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's the old file.
the
So
old
like
file where he was literally locked in a box alone for 10 years. Wouldn't
Yeah.
you go hunt?
Yeah.
I mean, so you're right, a 2 at the minimum, but you made me realize that they minimized the abuse he went through before he got a different caretaker. So should we leave that 2, or should we make a mark for the abuse that was basically minimized?
I feel like added gore and violence should stay at 2, but that will go into offensiveness, I'd say.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. That's offensiveness. Oh, yes, that minimizing abuse. That's fair.
Alright.
Yeah.
Deviates from the plot of the article.
1,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a 2.
maybe 2. Yeah,
because,
okay,
like,
2, yeah.
They changed how he reacted. They basically removed his friendship with the D class and with the SCP like person taking care of him. But they
Yeah,
did keep the bare base.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's they've got like the overall narrative structure. They just like added some egregious stuff at the start and terribly depicted everything else or removed a lot of important elements. Because honestly, as far as I'm concerned, deviating from the plot of the article, like that absolutely also encompasses them depicting him cooking by just using the same flailing animation, just knocking the fucking oven around.
Should we
Yeah.
mark that as a 3? Because I feel like half of the rating shouldn't be, well, you kept the bare basics, but you changed everything else.
I feel like it's not that they changed everything else. Like everything, like for them, like the story is still notably there. It
Yeah,
just
like I
feels
said,
like
like I said, they kept the bare basics, as in the story is there, but they've changed everything around it. They had him do things more crudely. They had him learn things more crudely. They skipped details on how he was learning and what he learned. They made everything he learned look more aggressive and angry. It's
I
just
mean, I don't know. I feel like higher levels of deviates from plot of the article should be reserved for when the story's non-recognizable or significantly less
that's
recognizable.
fair.
Yeah.
They kept it recognizable even though they changed so many things. It was the same
Yeah.
plot.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
only minute videos / offensiveness.
So there was only men in the video. I don't think I saw a single person of color. And we've got like
The
hand
minimization
waving,
of
yeah,
abuse,
minimizing abuse.
and they made him look far less intelligent than he was.
Yeah.
So
I'd put that at about a 3.
Alright.
yeah,
I'd say like 1 point for the lack of diversity, 1 point for minimizing the abuse, and 1 point for purposefully depicting him as, shall we say, less in less intelligent and inquisitive, which strikes on a flavor of ableism.
yeah.
Yeah.
40%.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not lower.